Welcome to my second vlog. I got my braces and I thought that maybe I should do like a little update and give you a rundown on what happened during the appointment. I got braces like 20 years ago, so some of it I kind of remembered how the process went, but maybe you've never had braces before, and if you're kind of scared of it or you just have no idea what to expect, I can just kind of tell you what happened. But I mean, long story short, there's nothing to be scared of. Like, this is probably the easiest part. Like, getting braces is easier than dealing with insurance. So that's great to hear, right? Insurance is really the worst thing ever. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So yesterday at 8 a.m. I went to Dr. King's office, and his building, or his office, is at Centerville, Ohio. And if you really care about the environment and how friendly the staff is and how welcomed you feel, I would definitely recommend them. I've been there only twice, but each time they are so bubbly and happy. I don't know how they do it, but they are very truly nice people. So if you care about that, I highly recommend them. So I went in. The first thing I did, the first 10 minutes was really spent on just signing paperwork and making consents about the payments. I signed up for the 0% financing option. Did make like a bigger down payment so that the next 18 months, the length of my treatment, each month will feel easier and not such a big sum of money. But I do plan on paying it off like sometime this summer. So after that, they got my x-ray. That took like 2 minutes, maybe even less. It was very short. It's nothing scary. You just stand in this room with an x-ray, and they tell you to stand still for a few seconds, and something comes around you and they just get a x-ray. So that was very easy. Then I went to the dental chair, and first thing that my technician did was she called it like a shampoo and conditioner for your teeth. And what that consisted of is her rubbing something on the surface of each tooth with something that smells like nail polish remover. It's not overwhelming, but maybe if you're sensitive to smell, it's just kind of good to keep that in mind, not to breathe too deeply. That took about 5 minutes maybe. And then after that, she put the conditioning on the teeth, which was it was like a eye drop bottle. It was like this big, and she warned me that it would taste like Warheads, like the candy. So she kind of just spread it over my teeth. So there's like a lot of liquid in your mouth at this point. But after she does that, she takes one of those liquid sucky devices that they use at a dentist's office too, to kind of like suck your spit up. She did that, and she sucked it from like each corner, this corner, and that corner. Also, before I began all of this, I had to put like a contraption in my mouth where it spreads your mouth about this wide. So getting that in there was a little painful. It's more it's just mild discomfort. And it's also very dry. It's February right now, so my lips were really chapped. So make sure your lips are very moisturize before you go, so that you don't feel like your lips are about to bust open. Mine didn't. They were totally fine, but that was like a little uncomfortable. So yeah, after she did the conditioning thing, then she asked Dr. King to come over because I was ready for placement. She specifically said ready for placement. And he comes over, and Dr. King is a very, very nice person. Very friendly. I don't know how he can be so friendly that early in the morning, but he then started putting these brackets on my teeth, like just placing them on. You can't even feel it because he's just basically putting glue or dental glue, and the bracket, like just placing it on each tooth. And right now I have one on every tooth except for the back molars. Yeah, there's a very back 4 teeth here. I don't have it there because I think he said that he just kind of wanted to take it easy. And at the time, I had no idea why he had to take it easy, but I understood afterwards, like a couple hours later, because it was kind of painful. But anyways, he placed it and then he went away. And before I put in the wires, she told me to go rinse my mouth out. She gave me like a special mouth wash, and I think she said it was fluoride. And she told me to rinse my mouth for 60 seconds. Like, she set a timer. It was important. And I spit it out, and then she told me not to rinse my mouth out again with water, because I guess like that coating was important for your teeth that you get from the mouthwash. It was just like mint flavor. It's not like a special disgusting medical mouthwash or anything like that. So she put the wires in, and then I guess these brackets have a special kind of technology where it's called the lock-in technology. And usually, I don't know, maybe every orthodontist does this now, but I remember when I got braces younger, the brackets were like that. So, you know those colorful bands that people wear? Those bands were there to keep the wire in place, because the wire would go in like this. But if the bands on top weren't there to protect it or to keep it in place, then the wire would fall out, obviously. But this bracket, it locks in the wire, so I don't need to get bands, which is why I look like I have grills on my teeth. But I mean, it's very cool how things have changed in the past 20 years. So she put the wires in. She kind of like adjusted it at the back, made sure that nothing was poking at me or anything. Asked me if I wanted like colorful bands, just for the purpose of looks, like aesthetically. Do you want fun colors for your braces? And I just said no, because I didn't realize how I looked. I was too scared to look into the mirror when I was rinsing my mouth, mostly for, I don't know, I just hated the concept of me looking like a middle schooler. But after I left, I was like, oh, I should have gotten colors, like maybe nothing like neon green, but just something to just add a little more life to my face. But it's fine. I have my next appointment in April, so I can live with it until then. So generally, the whole appointment, the most uncomfortable thing was putting the contraption in my mouth to keep my mouth wide open, and then it has to stay that way for like 20 minutes. It's not optimal, but it's really fine. Like it's just what it is. And if you need a break, they let you take a break. Like, you can just tell them. She told me to raise my hand if I feel uncomfortable. and I want to sit up or something. At one point I did want to raise my hand because the Airhead tasting conditioner thing for my teeth, there was some left over at the back of my mouth, and she didn't quite get it. It was just not her fault, because I was like lodging it in the center of my mouth rather than the two sides, so it just kind of like stayed there for like 10 minutes. And I don't know why I didn't just tell her to suck that part up, but she was just like doing her work, and I felt really bad. She was also really, really nice, which is probably why I didn't want to tell her. And then the longer it went, the harder it got. But I was like, okay, now it's been too long. I can't tell her anymore. But I lived, and those were the two things that maybe were a little uncomfortable, but the whole process very easy. However, I will say that maybe 3 to 4 hours later, I started feeling tenderness in my teeth. I tried to eat a biscuit that evening, and I couldn't, because I couldn't chew down on it. Any pressure to the tooth, like, really, it just felt really tender and sore. Again, not terrible. It's something that goes away if you have like one ibuprofen. That's what I did today, because I was still feeling kind of tender, and I wanted to eat this rice and meat bowl, and I really couldn't chew anything, so I just decided to take it. It went away very easily. So the other thing that is a little annoying is I'm starting to get like tiny little ulcers in my mouth. I got ulcers all the time before I got braces, so any sort of, like, if I drank too much or if I ate too much, it immediately showed on the inside of my mouth. So I really, really hate getting ulcers. So that's maybe the worst part about all of this. But your soft tissues on the inside, they will get used to the metals, and will grow tougher, and you won't get ulcers anymore. But my technician did tell me that it's just the nature of the metals rubbing up against your soft tissue. It just causes ulcers. So what you have to do is have good oral hygiene, and just rinse with salt water, warm salt water, or what was the other one? Oh, use wax, which I will show. I will show everything in the next video. I'll show you everything that they gave me to have good oral hygiene. That we talked about a lot was cleansing your mouth. And the most important thing, like, you're still allowed to use your electric toothbrush, so that's great. She gave me a lot of like these soft picks, which is probably very important to travel. This thing right here. Yeah. I forget what I was saying. Probably good for traveling, right? Probably good for traveling. She also gave me this thing, which is kind of similar, but this is mostly for the brush and trying to get food out, which, oh my gosh, food really gets stuck in there. I tried to have a sunny side up egg today, and I swear, like, a half of the eggs were just like in the under the wires, and it was disgusting. But another thing is this floss. What's different about this one is this is an orthodontic floss, because this part is usually wider if you buy like the normal ones, but this is narrower for the purpose of trying to get under the wires to get to your gum. So I don't really like using this. I never did, because I thought they like just went down too aggressively, and also like they get very flimsy very easily. This is a used toothpick. I'm very sorry, but I can't really. Okay, let's try the top. that's under the wire, and then you can floss like that. Man, that took a long time. And she stressed to me the importance of taking care of your teeth, because if you have stuff stuck near, if you have food stuck, and you're not really getting in there and cleaning it every night, what happens is, I think from the sugars of the food that you eat, it can form a type of acid that will leave you with permanent staining, like circle stains on your teeth where your braces are, where the brackets are sitting right now. And the only way to remove them is with bleach. So that's important. Please be very cautious about your cleansing routine. I am orally hygienic, but I get very lazy, or I feel very lazy about it, even though I do it. So having to add this extra time is not thrilling for me. For that, we have this, which is wax. And so the wax looks like this. It's very malleable, very bendy, and you can just kind of rip it off wherever you want. And the goal is to get it right on the bracket or on the wire if it bothers you. So you just kind of have to like put it on top of it. It's very sticky, easy to come off though. If you watched my last video, I mean, maybe to you it doesn't sound that different, but I can't even say my S's anymore. And the reason is because obviously, since they have to make adjustments, the bracket back here is in a position where it hits, like this is my bottom molar and this is my top molar. And then let's just say the bracket is right here. The bracket hits the bottom tooth before my the bottom of my top molar can touch my bottom molar. The bottom of my top molar can touch the tooth below it, is a better way to say it. So I can't really close my mouth. That's annoying, but for the betterment of tomorrow, right? Now, before I went into the office, I really didn't think much about it. I was like, oh, it's just braces, it's fine. But when the doctor talked to me at the end, he was like, this is gonna be great. You know, I know we're kind of on a time crunch and you want to have the surgery in December, but I think there's going to be no problem to get your teeth to that point. So, like, I'm really excited about this. And he was like, in the meantime, you know, you like ibuprofen is going to be your friend. And I was like, ibuprofen? Like, I thought the pain was after the surgery. And I kind of understood once I started feeling the pain. My next appointment is going to be in April, so I'm probably not going to do anything until then. I don't know. Maybe if my teeth start to shift, then I can do like a little update video. But other than that, I will maybe see you in April or maybe sooner. But thanks for tuning in.